Brings you a new video. So this is the hand of a client. This video has been shared with the permission of the client. So that's why I'm uploading it on YouTube. So I will give a balanced reading. There are some good points or good markings, some good things about the hand, some bad things. So let's get into it. So this person was married at 20. It's a woman's hand, a female hand. So if you see the marriage lines, this I won't count as a marriage line because it's too short. But this line is in the 20s, so this is a marriage line. And then we see a second marriage line entering the Mount of Apollo, or almost entering the Mount of Apollo, but going downward. So this just shows that this person will have three attachments in this lifetime. Relationship-wise, will be in three relationships. One which didn't go into marriage, one which went into marriage, and this last one which will be the second marriage. So this person, even though they are married right now, I'm giving a prediction of divorce, but it can be wrong as well if they resolve their issues. But of course, as their marriage is going on, it's not that good, so I can see divorce happening. Especially if we see when there's a line rising from the lifeline and there's another line cutting it from inside of lower Mars, this usually indicates divorce. So there is that as well. Now let's see some other signs. Now if we see here, we see that a very early sign of marriage is there with the attachment line entering. But then we also see some more attachment lines, one at 20, around 27, and the last one at around 30, and then another fate line starting. So if we see this marriage line as well, this is happening at 30. So this means that at 30, this person will marry again. Maybe this marriage might end at 21, 22. She is 20 right now. But later on, I think the marriage will be like how do I say, the second marriage will be better than the first one because the line is longer and it's almost reaching till the Apollo Mount. And if we see the Apollo Mount as well, we see multiple lines on the Apollo Mount. I have maybe not seen so many lines on the Apollo Mount, so many deep lines. So this just means this person will have multiple income sources or ways to make themselves happy in the old age. So there is that. Now if we look at the fate line, we see that the fate line itself is starting from the above the rest. So this just means that at an early age, this person, she is still studying. I don't know, at college or university level, one of those levels. So this just means that later on she got responsibility. She has become a mother as well. So this just means that at 20, because the fate line is starting at around the age of 16 itself, and this, if we see here, this is at the around the age of 20. So this just means that at 20 she started to become more like she went into motherhood, so she became more responsible. So when the fate line starts or becomes deeper after an influence line, this just means that the marriage becomes a prime focus of the person. And then if we see at 30, there is this line and it's doubling. So we see both the fate lines are doubling. This is the double fate line. So double fate line is good. It increases the income sources. It also means the spouse is earning very well. So this just becomes a double fate line here, which becomes one fate line later on. And then we see the sign of divorce as well, as this line is cutting over this line. So there's that as well. So this is also making a mystic cross. So this means that she is spiritual and has spirituality in her hand. Now if we see, this person is also good looking, which I know personally that she is. If we see, the Venus mount is developed and the Apollo mount is greatly developed. So when both of these mounts are developed, so the person gets very good looks, physical appearance, and also inward looks, like inward beauty. So there is that as well. Now if we look at the heart line, it's very interesting that the heart line, even though one fork is going towards Jupiter, main heart line is starting from Saturn. So Saturnian heart line, this means that she is and it's almost very straight. So even though there's one fork going towards Jupiter, and maybe one line of this tassel is going, one prong of this is going into Jupiter, this just means that she is not that selective. So people with this line, when it starts from this area, Saturn, these people are more passionate than selective. So this was an arranged marriage, so I'm not surprised that it was, because the marriage line itself shows monetary benefit. So she married someone very rich, but now that person is going through financial problems and she herself is not very well off. So this is what is causing the financial stresses in the marriage, and I think the person is not also, the person she has married is not also doing a job. So if we see the headline, we see that this is the headline, it's slightly joined together with the lifeline at the start, but there's an island here So this means that maybe parents were not financially well off in her childhood, or that she was a sickly child. I know that she suffers from asthma as well, so there is that as well. And then if you see, the fate line is straight in the first half, sloping in the second half. So life will become easier in the second half, because what happens is, when the sloping headline is there, the person becomes more easygoing, because it's going into the mount of Luna, which is the mount of imagination. So this means that this person's life becomes easier as they grow older, but it becomes very hard in the first part of life. So I would say from 35 onwards, her life will become better from the age of 35 onwards, or even 30. We can even say 30 would be better when the second marriage happens. Now, if you see, this lifeline is very weak. If you look at the lifeline, let me just shorten the color. Now this is the lifeline, and it's chained. If you see, it's chained around here. So it's made up of chains until the age of 35. So she will suffer from health problems. She did have problems at childbirth as well, some health problems during that time. But a chained lifeline is not a good sign. This just means constant health problems throughout life. And it's not until the age of 35 that these health problems lessen. So this means that before the age of 35, there are many islands and these problems are occurring. After that, the lifeline is fine. It's very strong. And there's also this line going outwards, which means foreign settlement. She did get married to someone who's based in the Middle East, so that's also shown by these lines here, which are coming from uh, this area. So maybe again she will marry someone like who has dual nationality, who is based outside of Pakistan. So that is also likely to happen. You also see a good Mercury line here, and some lines from the age of 30 entering the Mercury mount. So these are investment lines. So this means that at 30 or before 30 she made some investments, and those will be like will, how do I say this, will pay off eventually at 30 or in the early 30s. So that is also likely to happen. So that is what I can see from the lines. If you see the fingers, we see that they are thick and the third sections are longest. So this means she has a lot of energy. This means that the physical comforts of life are very important to her. So luxury, living luxuriously, maybe that's why she agreed to a marriage with a rich person. And also we see the Venus mount is developed, the lower part of the hand is developed. So this just means that someone who is very materialistic, because the line is also starting from Saturn. This doesn't mean that she is not kind-hearted. She is kind-hearted, but it just means that money is a primary focus of her life. So there is that. So a good fork of the heartline is there as well, but there are so many deficiencies in the lifeline, in the fate line, in the marriage lines with the breakage. So there are some problems as well. But I would say that from 30 onwards, or even maybe at 27 onwards, she could have a better life than she is having right now. So there's that as well, because there's also a square on Saturn, so that just protects person from bankruptcy or any serious issues. Then we see there's a triangle-like formation here as well. That just means support from people of high rank. And then there are some lines going like this, so this means a ambitious nature. So overall, hand is good and bad. There are bad things about it, there are good things about it. If the divorce doesn't happen, that is also fine. Maybe she will get success, but this early 20s, from 20 current age till 26 is difficult, but 27 onwards it's easy. So a square in the middle of the palm means property, so that's also a good sign. So guys, this was all for the reading for this person. I wanted to share because this was kind of a unique hand. It had both bad and good things about it. So I just wanted to share it with my subscribers and other viewers who are not subscribed. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, like it. If you love it, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.